Well, good afternoon. This video is for the English learning experience. We are Andres Zamora and Nicole Ramos. And our objective is to talk about our progress in English 4.
So, first, we are going to talk about the class discussions and the presentations that we didn't notice that we have the abilities, or now we have it because of the class discussions. For examples, to control my nerves, because sometimes people come to ask me something in English and I'm like, so the type of class discussions help me to control my nerves. Also, to learn how to speak properly, because sometimes we have to use like properly language with who we are talking with. Like for our teacher is not the same as we talk with our friends.
Yeah, also it's important to pay attention when you are speaking in the verb tenses and also the pronunciation, because sometimes you think that you are make like a good pronunciation, but the really is that you are really bad with some words. So it's like obviously that you need to think about how you pronunciating those words.
Exactly. And sometimes like there are some words that we don't know very well how to say it. Like I don't know, society, that in the past I said society, and
Society,
I
yeah.
didn't know that was society. So
Society.
it's that kind of words that we think we are saying it right, but we are not.
So for the second question, it's like what things can I do now that I already know what is like the class discussion? Well, first that we can learn new vocabulary from our classmates, because are some classmates that have like a little high level of English, so they have like more vocabulary and you can learn from them.
Because sometimes we use the same words, and as because we always use because, but we can use like as a result, and
On the other hand, something like that.
that is not like for because, but it's
Well.
okay. Then also in the class discussions we can practice our speaking and talking about the topics of the book, because sometimes we don't dominate like some topics, like I don't know, like the genius topic,
The genius topic,
or the criminal assaults about on the internet. Also sometimes we don't speak about this kind of topics, but with the class discussions we can do a class discussion with topics different from the normal, I don't know, right? Then we can say like what can we teach with what we have learned through all this quarter of English 4. I can say that I can teach somebody how to use verb tenses well, as I don't know, like past participle and all of these kind of verb tenses that are like very weird or difficult for some of the people. I can teach them very well to somebody, I don't know. Also the expressions. There are some expressions that we use in English that are not like translated as we saw it in a word, I don't know, like
if you are asking a question, you do like expression that you are really asking a question, because there are some people that don't use the expression that's como
the
what's your name?
pronunciation.
Yeah, and pronunciation. So it's interesting to say like, hey, what's your name? That well, this is like a simple expression. Also, something that I can teach to other people is to make like a good pronunciation, because there are some people that think that some words the pronunciation is different, but they pronunciate bad.
As I said that like society
Society.
that I know, and I already know that it's society. So if I heard somebody using like
Society.
society,
Society.
I said no,
Yes.
it's society, or I don't know.
Yes,
about
and
that.
some people don't know how to pronounce it, and they are afraid to get help because this person are like insecure of themselves. So it's important to teach our classmates how to pronounce it well, to speak fluently.
And also know how to not just to teach, but also to learn,
Yeah.
because we have a lot of things to learn also. So that depends.
Well, and finally, for the final question, what or how can we improve our English skills? Well, obviously it's something important for every course or whatever you need to study. You really need to study if you want to be better. So you need to practice new vocabulary, knowing like a lot of meanings of words, and yeah, so it's simply it's study and study and study.
And also read,
Yeah.
because if you read, you are going to see a lot of vocabulary that you are not used to use it.
Mhm.
So if you read, I don't know, like in The Great Gatsby, there are some words like that I didn't really understand, but if I search it
You
and
search.
I see like, oh, it's
Yeah.
a different way to say this thing.
That's a point to use like a dictionary, because a dictionary is
exactly.
very useful. Also, to see TV shows in English or movies with subtitles, it's a good way to learn how to speak.
Yeah, it is true. And also, what I do, because I do it now, is not just see the TV shows in English, but also listening to music in English. Listen to music in English, because you are going to learn these lyrics, so you are going to like be in contact with the English. So music is an amazing way to learn it.
Yes.
Learn this.
And finally, I think that it's too important to practice the English talking with other people, with your
Yes.
classmates, with your family, or maybe if you have friends from, I don't know, United States or out of the country that talk in English, so you can practice with them. So you don't need to be afraid if you make some mistakes talking in English, because we learn and we get better about the mistakes. So
It's like more like practicing, practicing. Also, not just speak English inside the class, but also outside the class.
outside the class.
And
Yes.
even it cannot just be like with some person that lives in another country, but also we can sit down and speak like as we are doing it right now. We can speak English just because we want,
Yes.
and we are practicing and we are getting better because of this. So it's very important.
Yes.
So
So that's all. Thanks.
thank you so much for watching.